Today, we are going to discuss which are the best players to claim or buy in the Aqua Inferno event. Don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe if you're interested in FC Mobile related content.
Yeah, boy.
Here, I have created a list. The best players in my opinion would be on the left and descending towards the right for each of these three categories. So in this list, there are three categories. Buy or claim are the best players that you can choose to buy and claim. The players in the keep category are the ones you must have packed and are thinking if you want to keep or use it for shards. Depending upon your OVR and the requirement of the team, you can either keep them or use it for shards. The third avoid category is the one which you should avoid claiming, and if you have packed it, you should use it in shards. Even if you are relatively new to the game, try claiming a higher OVR player, which will last you for a longer time than claiming a lower OVR player, which you will have to replace sooner. Would highly advise you to wait towards the end of the event before you claim the player due to multiple reasons. One being you could pack the same players, and other being there could be better players in the coming weeks. The other thing, you could plan better. So for example, if there are better options available in the same position in other rewards like the league rewards, you can make a thoughtful decision. Let's begin with the week 1 players. Cannavaro at 1000 shards, having very good defending and physicality stats. Though his height is on the lower side, his heading in game is quite good. Due to the low attack and the high defense work rate, he maintains good position in the game, along with the dives into tackle trait, which helps in winning the ball. He's one of the top centre backs at the moment, and if you have a taller centre back, you could easily pair him. He would be in the buy claim tier list. Moving to the next player, Di Maria at 800 shards. He's a very smooth card to play with, and his dribbling stats reflect that. He has good pace, shooting and passing as well. With the 5'11" height, his stamina is on the lower side, but the 5-star skill moves, which means you can perform Elastico, which is one of the top skills to use at the moment. Having a high attack and a medium defense work rate, with really good traits like finesse shot, flair, long shot taker, playmaker and the outside foot shot traits. His assigned skill move is Rainbow and not Roulette. In my opinion, he's a much better card at the moment than Socrates and cheaper than him. With strong agility, dribbling and ball control, which is very suitable in the current gameplay. He would be in the buy tier list. The one thing to take in consideration is he's a 108 OVR, which would soon be considered as a lower OVR with the 111 cards releasing. Moving to the next player, Hazard at 1000 shards. He's one of the best left wingers available to claim in this event, who is really quick and amazing at dribbling, with good shooting and passing, with a 4.5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move, with the right foot being his primary foot, and a 5 feet 9 inch height, along with good traits like the finesse and the playmaker, and a high attack and a medium defense work rate. If you want a left winger, definitely go for him if you're okay with a 108 OVR. He's much better than the other 109s available in the event. He would be in the buy tier list, higher up the order. Moving to the next player, Hernandez at 500 shards. There are better options at similar shard costs, which we will see further on in the video. He has good pace and shooting, along with good dribbling, with a 4.5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move, with a high attack and a medium defense work rate. If you pack him, you can use him, and thus he will be in the keep category. Moving to the next player, Matuidi at 500 shards. He's really solid at the back and really good in winning the ball back, which reflects in his defending and physicality stats, having a 5-star stamina and a high defensive work rate. He is good to use throughout the game, and considering the number of CDM options available to claim in this event, he's one of the best and better than the others. He would be in the buy tier list after Di Maria, considering the impact in the game. Moving to the next player, Fernandez at 450 shards. He has pretty average stats, 3-star skill move and a 107 OVR, having a high attack and a high defense work rate and good traits. He would be in the keep category after Hernandez, and that too if you're relatively new to the game, as there are better CM options available to claim, which we will see further in the video. Moving to the next player, Campbell at 800 shards. a 6'5" with really good stats, along with the long thrower trait. I think he's really high priced, and most goalkeepers are performing similar at the moment. So if you have a decent goalkeeper, like even Gakpo and others, there's no need to shift from them. Also, he's a 107, which should be avoided because you will be wasting Mascherano's on him. Rather, get a higher OVR goalkeeper in the coming events. But if you pack him and you do not have a decent goalkeeper at the moment, you can use him. Thus, he will be in the keep category. Moving to the next player. Brandt at 300 shards. Good dribbling and decent passing and shooting. With a 6 feet height and a 4.5 star stamina. He has a flair and an outside foot shot trait, but lacks long shot taker trait. With a medium attack and a medium defense work rate. He's quite average in the game. There are much better options available. If you have the shards to buy, you should go for them. But if you're relatively new to the game and pack him, you can keep him. He would be in the keep tier list, lower down the order. Moving to the next player. Jimenez at 200 shards. 106 OVRs should strongly be avoided at this stage, even if you're relatively new to the game, especially the 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill move, and very low pace considering the stage in the game. He would be in the avoid tier list. Moving to the next player. Bradley at 300 shards. He's quite decent to use in the game, but a 106 is really low at the moment. Also, he has a high attacking work rate, which affects his positioning in the game. But if you're new to the game and looking for the right back, you could keep him if you pack. But for most of the people, he would be in the avoid tier list, but higher up the order. Moving to the next player. Martinez at 200 shards. Another 106 OVR, but he is quite decent in terms of defending and his physicality. But a 5'10" height and is not that good at heading. He does have the high defensive work rate, along with the dives into tackle trait. He too would be in the avoid tier list after Bradley, as there are better centre-back options available. And it is an important position to focus on. Moving to the next player, Emre at 200 shards. He does have decent stats, but quite low pace and shooting, along with a 3-star skill move and a 106 OVR. He would be in the avoid tier list, lower down the order. Moving to the next player, Sané at 300 shards. He does have good pace and dribbling, but a 3-star weak foot. But there aren't many right mids available. You can rather play a right winger than claiming him or using him. Even if you pack him, you should use it for shards. There are many good options available on the right wing position to be played on the right mid, and it is an important position in the game. So you should have good player on that position. Moving to the next player, McGregor at 200 shards. He does have the 5-star stamina, but his stats are quite low in terms of defending, with a high attack and a high defense work rate. He too would be in the avoid category, lower down the order, but he is quite usable if you're very new to the game and require a CDM option. Moving to the next player, Ugarte at 200 shards. He is a better option than McGregor, having a 6 feet height and much better defending and physical stats, which reflects in the game, along with the dives into tackle trait. But for most of the people, he should be avoided as he's a 106 OVR, as there are better CDM options available, and he is a much lower OVR compared to the stage in the game. But he is quite effective as a CDM option, so he would be in the avoid tier list, but higher up the order. Moving to the next player, Romani at 200 shards. Having a 5-star weak foot and quite decent shooting and dribbling, but lacks the 4-star skill move. He does have a high attack and a low defense work rate, but the pace is really low. But if you want to use him on a 2-striker formation with a pacey striker, you can do that if you're new to the game. He too would be in the avoid tier list, but higher up the order. There are great striker options available in this event, so you all should focus on getting them rather than him. Let's move to the week 2 players. Eusebio at 1500 shards. One of the best players to claim in the whole event. Amazing pace, shooting and dribbling, along with decent physicality and height. along with a 5-star weak foot and a 4.5-star stamina, with a long shot taker, playmaker, and a power-driven free kick traits, with a high attack and a medium defensive work rate. He's one of the top striker cards at the moment, with superb finishing. He works well in a single as well as a duo striker formation. He does have the 4-star skill move, but his skills aren't as effective as some of the other striker options that we will discuss further in the video. He would definitely be in the buy category, really high up the order, and one of the main players to claim in the whole event. Moving to the next player, Van der Sar at 1500 shards. One of the top goalkeepers at the moment, with a 6 feet 6 inch height and brilliant stats throughout, which reflect in the game, along with the long thrower trait. But again, 1500 shards are on the higher side, and you can do without him if you have good previous 107 goalkeepers. He would be in the buy tier list after Hazard, as these guys are more impactful in the game compared to a goalkeeper. Moving to the next player, Socrates at 1000 shards. He does have good stats, but in the game, he feels a little heavy at the moment. Looking at the current gameplay, he feels heavy in the game. A Di Maria is a much better option and a same OVR for cheaper shard budget. He does have the high attack and a medium defense work rate, along with a flare, long shot taker, power driven free kick, and the outside foot shot taker trait. He would be in the keep tier list after Hernandez, as I think Di Maria is a much better option and really smooth to use compared to Socrates, with 200 shards lesser than him. Moving to the next player, Hernandez at 1500 shards. The best left winger available currently in the game according to me. Extremely high pace and decent defending stats. He does have the high attack and a medium defense work rate, but his positioning is really good. Even if he runs forward, you can easily drag him back due to his pace. He does have a long shot taker trait and a long thrower trait, which is quite useful in many situations. That high pace and acceleration is as good as a winger and is really helpful in attacking positions. But he is more of an attacking left back, as we know. So if you're looking for a more defensive left back, you should look for a Maldini. He would be in the buy tier list after Cannavaro, as I think 1500 shards is a lot on the higher side compared to his impact in the game. But in general, left backs do cost more shards. Moving to the next player, Van Persie at 650 shards. One of the best cards to choose at this shard cost. Excellent dribbling, pace and shooting in the game, with a 4-star stamina and a 4-star skill move. So you would need a substitute. Having a high attack and a low defense work rate, which is really great for a striker, which keeps him up the field. He has the finesse shot, flare, long shot taker, outside foot shot, and the power driven free kick traits, along with roulette being his assigned skill move, which is really helpful. You can even play him on an alternate left wing position, as he performs well even there. He would be in the buy tier list higher up the order, but he is a 108 OVR, which would be 3 OVRs less with the newer event, and y'all will see a dip in his performance, but at the moment he's doing really well. Moving to the next player, Hamshake at 800 shards. He's a really good and smooth card to use, with a good pace and dribbling, with decent shooting and passing. You can also play him on the alternate cam position, which is also quite suitable for him, having a 5-star weak foot and a 5-star stamina, which lasts him throughout the game. He also has the 4-star skill move and lane change as his assigned skill move, having a long passer, long shot taker, and a playmaker traits, with a high attack and a medium defensive work rate. He's one of the best centre mid options available to claim in this event, and if you're looking for a centre mid, you can definitely go for him. But again, he's a 108 OVR. He would be in the buy tier list somewhere here. Moving to the next player, Stiller at 300 shards. As a CDM, his defending isn't as good compared to the other options available. He does have a high defensive work rate and a medium attack work rate, along with a long passer trait. He would be in the avoid tier list below Ugarte, as Ugarte is much better in defending and winning the ball back. But with just 200 shards more, you should try to get Matuidi instead. Moving to the next player, Thuram at 450 shards. Amazing pace and decent shooting and dribbling, but has a 3-star weak foot. Isn't as effective as he used to be, having a medium attack and a low defensive work rate. But if you pack him, he's still quite usable if you don't have a striker and you're relatively new to the game. He would be in the keep category after Hernandez, as Hernandez is a better option to use in the game. But if you have to claim, try to go for Van Persie if you can make the extra shots. Moving to the next player, Marcus Llorente. Though he has a high attacking work rate, he's quite effective in winning the ball back and has a decent positioning in the game with good pace and decent stats. You can use him on the alternate RM position, but he does have a 4-star left weak foot, which is not advisable for an RM, having a 3-star skill move and heel to heel as his assigned skill move. If you pack him, you can keep him if you're looking for a right back position. He would be in a keep tier list after Fernandes. Moving to the next player, Bernardo Silva at 300 shards. He has very good dribbling, the best among the CM options that are available to claim in this event. Also, he has good passing and decent pace and shooting, with a left main foot, a 5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move, along with a high attack and a high defense work rate. He's quite good at dribbling and would suit your gameplay if you like to dribble, with good agility. He would be in the keep tier list before Fernandes. Moving to the next player, Benacer at 200 shards. There are better CDM options available who you should consider getting instead of him. He would be in the avoid tier list lower down the order. Moving to the next player, Wehrmann at 200 shards. He too would be in the avoid tier list after Emery. Moving to the next player, Stephen at 200 shards. He's really good in defending in the game and has a 6 feet 2 inch height with a high defensive work rate. If you're new to the game and you need a centre back position, you can use him. But for most, he would be in the avoid tier list but higher up the order. Moving to the next player, Dovbik at 200 shards. He too would be in the avoid tier list after Romney. Moving to the next player, Simone at 300 shards. He should definitely be avoided. Moving to the next player, Franco at 200 shards. He would also be in the avoid tier list, and regardless of your squad, you should avoid him. Moving to the week 3 players, Cafu at 1500 shards. His pace is really good in the game, along with a 5-star stamina, but his defending skills isn't up to the mark, having a high attack and a medium defense work rate. He does have decent defending stats, but is not as effective in the game compared to someone like a Thuram, and is really high priced. He would be in the keep tier list, higher up the order. Moving to the next player, Rivaldo at 1000 shards. He does have good dribbling and shooting, but he feels slower compared to other left wingers available at the moment. Also having the 4-star right foot for a left winger, which makes it difficult to cut in and score on tight angles. You could play him on the cam position, which works better for him, as you get dexterity as well, having a 4.5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move. High attack and a low defense work rate with finesse, flair and long shot taker traits. He does have very good ball control in the game, along with very good finishing. He would be in the keep tier list, higher up the order, but rather than claiming him, I would prefer a Hazard. Moving to the next player, Bale at 1500 shards. Outstanding pace, along with really good shooting and dribbling, having a 4-star weak foot, 4.5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move. High attack and medium defense work rate, finesse, flair and long shot taker traits, along with a power driven free kick. In my opinion, he's the best striker at the moment, and that pace is really prominent in the game, and he is equally good in dribbling. He would be in the buy tier list before Eusebio. Though Eusebio has an advantage of a 5-star weak foot, Bale does not miss much shots with his 4-star weak foot, and he's really explosive in terms of his pace. He is 6 feet 1 inch in height, but I think the gameplay depends player to player. So Bale, for example, was really good before the update and is still really good regardless of his height. Similarly with Van Persie. Eusebio, on the other hand, feels slower in the game compared to Bale. And definitely you can play him on the right wing position. He does a really good job even there. But just that you will get an OVR dip. That is one thing to consider. But again, depending upon your playstyle, if that 5-star weak foot really matters to you, you can go for Eusebio as well, who is also really good. Moving to the next player. Scholes at 500 shards. He does have amazing passing and dribbling along with good positioning in the game, with a 5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move, but a 4-star weak foot. He does have the high attack and the medium defense work rate, with dives into tackle, long passer, long shot taker and the playmaker traits. He does tend to lose a lot of ball and feels weaker in the game compared to the other CMs due to his 5 feet 7 inch height. So that is something to consider. But he is quite good in terms of dribbling. He would be in the keep tier list, but after Bernardo Silva, as Bernardo Silva is much better in the game in terms of dribbling and does not lose the ball also that easily. But you could go for Scholes if you want that extra 1 OVR. That too if you're relatively newer to the game and have lesser shards. Your first preference should be going for Hamsik. Moving to the next player, Raquel at 500 shards. He does have decent dribbling and good passing, but lacks space and is not a smooth card to use, having a 4-star weak foot and a 4-star stamina. He does have the flair, playmaker and the outside foot shot taker traits, but a medium attack and a low defense work rate for a cam, which affects his position in the game. He would be in the keep tier list, lower down the order, so you can keep him if you pack him, but to claim, you should definitely look at Di Maria. Moving to the next player, Campbell at 650 shards. Really good defending and physicality. Wins the ball quite comfortably from the opponent. And with his 6'2 height and good physicality, he is quite dominant on the attackers. 4-star stamina, a low attack and a medium defense work rate. He does have the power header trait and dives into tackle. He's one of the best centre-back options at this shard budget, with good tackling and heading along with marking. He would be in the buy tier list, but lower down the order. If you have more shards, a Cannavaro is a better option to go for. Moving to the next player, Marmush at 500 shards. His pace and shooting, along with dribbling, is quite impressive in the game, having a 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill move and stamina, with left wing as his alternate position. High attack and a low defense work rate and long shot taker trait. He is quite quick in the game and has really good agility. But there have been very good striker options to claim in the past event and even this event. So only if you cannot make it to them, you could go for him. Or if you pack him and need a striker, you can keep him. He would be in the keep category higher up the order, considering his impact in the game. Moving to the next player, Robertson at 450 shards. He does have decent stats along with a 5-star stamina, with a high attack and a high defense work rate. He's not the strongest in terms of winning the ball back, but has decent tackling and marking. If you have a better shard budget, you should avoid going for him. But if you pack him and require a left back, you can use him as he does the job. But again, he's a 107 OVR, so only if you're relatively newer to the game, you should consider him. Moving to the next player, Diallo at 450 shards. Excellent pace and dribbling in the game and a really smooth card to use. He's one of the best right wingers available to claim in this event in terms of gameplay, but a 107 is relatively lower OVR at this stage. He has a 4-star stamina and a 4-star skill move, along with a flair trait, a high attack and a medium defense work rate. He has really good ball control and agility in the game, along with decent shooting, with a 4-star weak foot and left foot being his primary foot. You should look at higher OVR players, but if you pack him and are okay with a 107 OVR, he's a really good choice. He would be in the keep tier list, higher up the order. Moving to the next player, Bueno at 450 shards. He is a real solid CDM with really good defending and physicality, having a 3-star weak foot, 4.5-star stamina and a 4-star skill move, with a high defense work rate and a playmaker trait, which reflects in his style of play. He has very good marking and tackling and wins the ball quite comfortably. But he's a 107 OVR and there are better CDM options available to claim. He would be in the keep tier list, but you should go for Matuidi instead at a similar shard cost, and a +1 OVR would help to boost your squad, and he's better gameplay wise as well in terms of efficiency of winning the ball. Though if you pack him, you can keep Guendouzi. Moving to the next player, Gonzalo Inacio at 300 shards. He has good defending and physicality stats, 6 feet 1 inch height, but a 3-star weak foot and a 2-star skill move and a 4-star stamina. Having a long passer trait, a medium attack and a high defense work rate. His pace is on the lower side, but he manages to do the job with decent defending. But there are better left back options available. But if you're looking at a lower shard cost and are newer to the game, you could get him. Also, if you pack him and need a left back and are okay with a 107, you could keep him. He would be in the keep tier list before Robertson, as I found him more efficient in winning the ball. Moving to the next player, Gakpo at 200 shards. He's a good option for low budget strikers with decent pace and shooting along with dribbling at this budget, having a high attack and a medium defense work rate. But there are really good striker options available at the moment, which you all should focus to get on. He would be in the avoid tier list higher up the order. Moving to the next player, Maddison at 200 shards. He too would be in the avoid tier list, as there are better CDM options to claim. Moving to the next player, Pavlovich at 200 shards. Again, there are better CDM options to claim and he will be in the avoid tier list, lower down the order. Moving to the next player, Yerai at 200 shards. Another player who would be in the avoid tier list. If you'll want to claim a centre back, Martinez at this budget would be a better option to claim in terms of gameplay. But for most, a 106 should be avoided. Moving to the next and the last player, Reaxin at 200 shards. He too would be in the avoid tier list. So that's how the tier list looks like after adding week 1, week 2 and week 3 players. You should focus to claim the buy category players, followed by the keep category, and try and avoid the last category, depending at what stage you are at in the game. Would soon be adding week 4 and team exclusive players to this list, so stay tuned. Watch the other parts of the video here. I create FC mobile related content, so if that interests you, make sure to subscribe.